Sometimes whenever I hit start stream and then go live, it's like, no. It makes it very, very difficult. Hello, everybody. We got the Barat. Wait, 6 viewers waiting. What in the world? 6? That's not right. That's... That's probably a bug. I swear whenever I look at the YouTube studio, it counts me as a waiting viewer. Anyways, what's up, everybody? How's your days going? Not gonna lie, I almost like forgot about the stream because I'm working on a cool logo for a project, a software engineering project. I've been, I'm not gonna lie, I've been very like burned out from work and school and stuff. And so I just took today kind of off. Like I still went to all my classes, I went to the gym, I did all my usual stuff. I did stop caring, I'm not gonna lie. I've just stopped caring about studying, but I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing that now I want to, I like have a game plan and I want to get back into it. I want to hop back on the horse. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, if that's like obsessive or not. It took me a day to be like, oh, I missed this, but I love learning. I love all that. And I want to hit tomorrow hard with a lot of hard studying, a lot of good stuff. I'm ready. It ain't gonna be easy, but I'm in a much better mood now, and I hope you guys can say the same. Not that you were burned out by art and school and work or whatever, but that you're in a good mood. Man, episode 20, Baratier is a favorite of mine. We need to do like a One Piece tier list, arc tier list one day. I think that'd be super fun. Also, I ate so much food today. I'm like about to fall asleep. Tomorrow? Oh yeah, I saw Delano's critique of your work. Great job, by the way. You still need, I'm still gonna pick at you for this. You need to reinforce your lines, but otherwise I think you did an excellent job on these, and it definitely demonstrates a much better understanding of form. But do your line weights, don't forget, because then it makes it look even cooler. You did do your line weights for the legs, which was really good, just the main torso. Do an extra pass on those silhouette / contours is very important. Yeah, I especially loved, I think the grasshopper was my favorite one. You did a really good job there. Also, I probably should have picked out better music because that music was a bit... Oh shoot, I need to do other stuff too. Man, life is so full of distractions. Why can't I just turn everything off? But hey, we will for now, because guess what? The stream has started. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. It is currently Tuesday, wow, already, and tomorrow's Wednesday, and guess what? Thursday's after Wednesday, which is still a ridiculous notion that I've yet to fully comprehend. I actually just had to my roommate has an exam, and I just had to drive to get him a calculator. But hopefully he's gonna ace the exam. Very excited for that. They've been studying really hard, especially this semester. They, as in both my roommates, they've been really making an effort to studying earlier and doing all this hard work to do that. So I really hope it works out well for them. And that partially inspired me because I'm like here all burned out and tired. Not that I shouldn't respect the burnout or the tiredness, but I should be like them. Resilient, strong, and ready to do my best. Yeah, I need to work on my bug legs. You mind tossing an agree for the badge? Oh, yeah, needs 2 degrees? Yeah, sure, I can do that. I'll do that after stream, because I don't know how to, and I'm a bit worried that I'm going to mess something up. But yeah, I'll do that after stream, and I'll hold myself to it. If Delano is here, I'll make Delano remind me, because Delano is my unpaid servant. I'm kidding, no. But yeah, I'll make a note to myself. Actually, I'll legit physically write a note on my monitor to do an agree. Agree on cats. Work. But you have to promise me if I'm going to agree on this, they're going to have better line weight, better sausage forms, but that is very doable. I think you've got it in the bag with the wolf construction. I think the biggest thing, though, that Delano mentioned that I'm a huge proponent of is take your time, right? There's no rush for any of this, not that it's been hurting you, but the notion of just trying to get these done, we could all slow down a tiny bit. But you did an excellent job on your newer ones. Don't let that detract. I'm very impressed by the speed at which you've improved. Speaking of, let's try to be like Cat today. Let's try to improve a little bit. We'll start with the warm-up. Yay! Oh, man, I'm in such a good mood. I have a whole plan laid out for exams coming up, and like I said, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be, you know, demoralizing and all the negative emotions. But practically, I have a week to study for everything now. I've already been kind of studying, but the game is on, right? It is now time. I've said I took today off, but really I just was doing homework. I dedicated about an hour or two to just not doing homework, which is a first in a while. Especially midday. In fact, I can't tell you the last time I spent time just doing something I enjoyed midday. I'm very glad I did it. So let's hype ourselves up, everybody. I do have some sad news, though. My ZZ plant Zoe. I guess root rot got another one of its branches. Another branch fell off today. And that's the thing. It was looking a bit pale for a while, for like 2 days. And I was really like, is it just me or does it like want water? Because like ZZ plants overwatering is much worse than underwatering. So I'm kind of playing it like by ear because I haven't totally learned what my plant is comfortable with yet. And sorry, focusing on the box for a second. It turns out it was looking a bit sideways because I've been trying to like every day just give it a quick exam to make sure my plant's okay. And one of the branches were looking completely sideways, and then I just hugged on it a tiny bit and it popped out, and I was like, okay. So we lost another, but I'm hoping it's kind of like the notion of a rotten tooth, you know? Because nothing else, there's no smell, there's no signs of root rot anywhere else. Then again, I haven't replanted it or like taken it out of the pot, so I am doing it a disservice by not checking like that. Oof. And again, I don't necessarily have the facilities. I've got the facilities for that, big man. To do all that checking. After stream today, I'm gonna finish my math homework and then set my system and schedule up. Finally start studying for systems computing, or computer systems, sorry. Linear algebra and database systems. tomorrow. And tomorrow is a crazy busy day. I think whenever we'll take a day off when we finish our Harpy Eagle. If we finish the Harpy Eagle today, good. Otherwise, we'll take a day up on Thursday. Hopefully that sounds like a plan for everybody. Today's stream, we are going to give a final pass. We are going to finish constructing the tail. We're going to do... This line is off. I couldn't tell you why, but it just feels wrong. We're gonna fix up constructing the tail, do our kind of breakdown of the proportions. Yeah. And in the time we do that, I bet Kat would have finished lesson 5 with perfect score. The demon. I'm debating even going to the store. No, I shouldn't detract from my personal life for studying. That's been a rule that I've made recently that I hate. Because I usually sacrifice eating, sleeping, some of the bare necessities for studying. And I know that notion to some people sounds like a given. And to some others that sounds like insanity. Did you miss the pigeon? Ironically enough, you kind of did miss the pigeon and the fact that we didn't draw a pigeon. We actually ended up drawing a harpy, deconstructing a harpy eagle. Today is day 2, and welcome to the stream, Dazzling. Hope all is well. However, I have a feeling that all is chill. I hope all is chill. You know, I changed my mind right as I started the stream. I was like, I want to draw a harpy eagle. They're cool. They've got a lot going on. But yeah, I've had a habit of just kind of neglecting my social life and well-being over studying, so I made a rule. Anytime I catch myself saying, okay, I could just not eat today and study for an hour more. Yeah, I clickbaited. That was the first Kavel clickbait. Oh, jeez, I'm one of those YouTubers now. But no more sacrificing things pivotal to my health for studying. Now, social situations I'll still probably sacrifice a bit of because I just like being on my own. Does this mean we'll stream next week during exams? Still probably no, but because not streaming / doing art for 3 days in the grand scheme of me and my many future years of art history, art career, whatever you want to call it, won't hurt a ton. I need to do some more U-shaped ones. These are getting a bit boring. Try to change it up a bit. That was a pretty dang good ellipse. That wasn't. you tell it's drier in my room. It's getting colder outside. My paper slips so much more often now. The weird thing that you would notice, but we're gonna finish stream with a pigeon doodle. I'm tempted. You know what? If we on the stream that we finish the Harpy, we'll do a pigeon doodle. Now, so that means we won't do one this stream if we don't finish the Harpy this stream, but we will do one at the yeah. If we finish today, we'll do the pigeon doodle. If we finish tomorrow, we'll do the pigeon doodle. And I have one in mind. It's a very popular one, or like a common doodle to do. If not, actually, it may not be a popular one, but the idea came to my mind, so I really want to do it. In fact, we're going to need a lot of ellipses today. Which means lots of ghosting. Whoa! Hello, sir. I just want to say I found you here a couple days ago. Love the positive message and the inspiring to see you come this far on your 365-day goal. Thank you and keep it up. Well, welcome to the channel, Jam Sam Jack. I love that name. And thank you. Yeah, we are slowly working closer and closer to 365 days, which is a crazy notion. Oh yeah, we just hit stream 200 and I didn't even talk about it. I didn't even notice it was our 200th stream. Yeah, thank you for joining the channel, and of course, man, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you found something from it. Yeah, to 365 more, right? Yeah, over the past couple days, I've been really thinking about the message that this channel brings, and hey, what's up, Delano? I definitely want to be like, I still want it to be like, do something that you love for an hour a day, but with the addendum that so long as you aren't sacrificing other things that are pivotal to, like, something that you are love and is healthy and good for you, right? Because you could love doing drugs for an hour a day, right? Or something that is like objectively detrimental to your health. And so I definitely need to put that more, finite spin on it, because this is all inspired from the fact that I recently as a day or two ago, just really burned myself out with school. We want people to not do that. We want people to be happier. Give them the opportunity to do something that they love for an hour a day. We all know the spiel. It's very easy for you to turn the things you love into obsessions, and your obsessions take over, right? Which I don't really want to do. Let's all be healthy if we can, right? I'm gonna take a quick sip of my water. You guys better do the same. That was not a quick sip. I was very dehydrated, I guess. I've been like chugging water all day. I don't know why. Maybe I just needed the water. Yeah, let's practice some larger ellipses for our birdie that we're about to create. Oh, this pen is slowly dying. You can see it. No overstimming yourself here. Take breaks for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing. I wasn't even doing a lot, which is the part that surprised me the most. Like, I was studying for a horrid amount every day, but I was just stressing about it. I was kind of grasping at straws. And I started feeling like, the big warning was when I started feeling like when I had my biggest college burnout, which was when I was taking chemistry. That was really bad. That was a really bad day. That was such a bad burnout that for like the next couple of months, I was just like completely nulled. Just like void of expression or emotion for a bit. It was bad. And I think just having that feeling and then recognizing, oh shoot, I've done this before, that's what really made me pull back. Be like, oh, I'm too far down the rabbit hole. Anyways, good stuff. Have some good warm-up ellipses, all that stuff. I'm actually gonna put these away and get a new fresh underpage because I don't want anything to like spill through or stuff like that. And then we're gonna pull out a fresh new page. We're gonna talk about our birdie a tiny bit more. We may do like one page just for like practicing the ellipse that we want to put down. And then we'll get to it. So let's talk about our very, very handsome birdie. Oh man, Harpy eagles are so cool. Given the size of this one, I think Harpy eagles have low sexual dimorphism, which means it's harder to notice if they are male or female. But I think it's the Harpy eagles that are larger are the females. Here, let me look it up real quick though, so I'm not spewing misinformation to you guys. Harpy eagle sexual dimorphism. Dimorphodon? What does that mean? Females being 21 to 85% heavier. Okay. See if there's any like notable coloration. There's not many helpful links on this. Nah, whatever. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna transfer over here to the display chat. Look at our look at this bird, guys. Can we just take a second? Take a second and go get a big sip of water. Actually, everybody drink your water. I swear to God, better be drinking your water. Stay healthy. Don't do what I did. Be right back. A world without ice water is a world I do not want to be in. Okay, so, just an amazing bird. Look at this, right? And my music is also very loud. So our goal here is to finish up the tail, to do a kind of deconstruction of the form proportions, and then just put pen to paper. So I want to get done at least the biggest forms, so head, torso, wings this stream, and then we'll worry about all the additive forms and stuff later. Small chunky icy water. So yeah, I hate it when there's like the small ice water chunks, because then I do love just straight normal ice water. You can't go wrong. So let's work on that tail, shall we? Yeah, let's use, I guess, blue. Oh yeah, we should probably set our timer, shouldn't we? 200 streams and I'm still forgetting. Okay, let's do this. Also, I'm going to move my mic setting really far to the left so I can make sure I'm not muting myself again. Does it sound like a good deal? I think it does. So yeah, tail. Our main philosophy last time was to start with this center line. Oh yeah, also, everything's the same size. We want to draw everything the same size, which really cramped my hand last time, but I'm gonna have to deal. So if this is the center line for the form of the tail, oh wait, no, what we said we wanted to do instead is we wanted to indicate that there's a form over here. Also, thinking back to it, once again, if you're still here, Sam Jack, or Jam Sam Jack X, that is like the worst for me to say. I'm gonna mess it up so much. Oh wow, your profile picture is Brave New World. Shout out. That's like really like a strange thing for a streamer to comment on. Shout out for your profile picture being such a depressing and horrifying book. Anyways, thank you for that very kind message though. It is very it's unnecessary in the sense that you guys don't have to say kind things like that to me, and yet you choose to, because you guys are awesome people. But also I mean that's kind of it. You just say that because you are awesome people, and I really appreciate it. I don't think there really anything else I can add to that. So this is a weird form we're adding because it sticks out back here before you see the intersection. It kind of goes down here. And you're like, Kavel, what's spurring you to do this? Because we know this line goes down here and then it's going to go out again. So this is like you're seeing it in the front. Now it's X-ray. We're seeing it as kind of an X-ray, and then it's going down like this. So knowing that, we're going to see a bit of this. Almost. So it's very narrow. It's very close to the top of the form like this. Translucent forms are funky. You don't know if they need to be a part of everything. Yes. Anything X-ray. Brain hurt. Tiny brain hurt. So yeah, this is kind of what we want going on here. Oh. Then we'll use some pretty green to add the tail form to it. These are very ambitious 3D forms that are going to be hard to draw. Not gonna lie, this is going to be difficult. But we have this. I'm going to accentuate this curve right here just to say, hey, already got a tail, right? Now making this feel round other than just like one flap, like this kind of is going to be difficult. We can do this to indicate two different planes, which I actually think is the move. So we'll have one going in like this, and then one going out here. And see this contour line that we initially drew? That's going to inform the viewer that there's two separate parts to it. But is that really the best way? And also, I forgot we can't zoom in. Bad habit. I mean, if we wanted to indicate it through contour, we could just do this. Add one. It just doesn't seem very feathery, and I think that's because this needs to go like out here and needs to be a bit extreme. And this will echo that with a larger degree because it's more turned away from us. So this can do the same. We're gonna have this. That's a bit better. Because we're going to see this go out, and we're not going to see much of this plane. We'll still see a tiny bit of it, right? Like if we're going to do this to separate the plane. Actually, that helps a lot visually. Dang, I guess we'll keep that. that like really looks 3D. I believe that a lot. Okay, look at this beautiful bird. I think we've done a wonderful job breaking it down. Just now the argument of how we accomplish this, right? That's going to be quite difficult. We're going to take another picture of this pretty birdie. And we're going to, like, how could you hate harpy eagles? They do kill monkeys. That is, sorry, they do unalive monkeys. Which is a bit sad, because monkeys are also pretty awesome. But, monkey that doesn't know jujitsu, sorry. Yeah, it is, they're still very awesome birds, I think. Despite their, rather destructive nature. Then again, it's a wild animal. I forgot we named everything too, because we're awesome like that, so we're gonna name this, tail. Oh, there's two tail forms happening here, and we didn't really differentiate, did we? Yeah, well, that sucks. Anyways. Oh, I can name this. Man, I love pure ref sometimes. Oh, wait. Nice. Okay. I'll be able to do like a pure ref tutorial after this, right? So, let's keep it simple. We are very lucky that this is a square-like thing, so composition is very easy. Or like overall composition, not really forms. Just like making sure everything fits on the page, a lot easier. Kind of chilling with this. I know we have a lot of, we're not fighting against time, but we should probably speed up too, because I do want to do this drawing today or make headway, and I don't think we're finishing it today realistically. I don't even really want to finish it today, although I do want to do that little pigeon doodle that we did promise Dazzling. Seems that our center line is just off by quite a bit. We'll average these two. Propagation of error, type beat. Right. Here, just a little bit to the left instead. Okay, it's gonna be in between those two, like this. There we go. Okay. So, what do we got going on here? We have this quarter where the head is mainly going to be, wow, look at that, per quarter like that. This is in complete square, right? So there's going to be some stretching. If we wanted to, really, we could do this to help us even more. That doesn't feel right though, so I'm going to do it like this. Cool. Okay, so center of the head actually lands in this center line right here, which is really cool. What else we got? We got the center of the body in the center of the page. Very nice. That's not really a coincidence. That's just how we, you know, everything's lined up. The very, once again, kind of like our pelican. Yes, the pelican. It's a very like, these are not occupied, these are not occupied. Weird. That's actually probably a coincidence. Legs take up the center two. This one's practically empty. This one over here is tail. And then these three are empty, with this one kind of being empty. And the awesome head right there. Cool. We're going to take this one and we're going to do some head measurements now. And to do that, I'm actually going to steal... Ooh, let me do that. Steal this one. And we're going to delete basically everything. Maxilla. Oh, yeah. Frontal bone gone, cape, wing forms. We're just left with this, right? What we're gonna do now, we're gonna take that skull form and duplicate it. Get rid of this. This is going to be head length. What I usually call everything a head length, right? Which is a completely arbitrary and unfounded term. I just like calling things that. So Now we can start scaling everything practically. We could actually even... Oh wait, no, didn't mean to do that. Do that one down there, I guess. I'd say probably about right here is the middle of that. And alright, here's the middle of that. Rough estimate. Now we can start stringing stuff along just to get some good estimates, guesstimates if you will, on how the head should be set up here. Well, body is almost pretty good, that wise. Our most central form here is gonna have to be the torso, which is, yeah, it's gonna make it easier to do the head. Just, I do feel like the head is one of the most important parts of this drawing. Yep, now we kind of have a good grid for laying everything out, where we have the body is about it's barely starting right there, so we'll say like this is 3/4, 1, 2, and then another quarter, so 3 heads practically. This one's offset by a tiny bit. It is half, 1, almost a half, so almost 2 heads. It's almost a 2x3 head length. Proportionally, we can trace that back to this. I have a headache. And then that's about it. I mean, let's see, for torso wise, we do want this to be in the top center of the page actually. If we want to get all that leg in there, which we do, we want to make the most of our space because I'm really excited to draw this pretty bird. Yes, and I looked at my stream preview, which is delayed by a couple seconds. I was like, oh, I need to move my screen down, but it was already moved down. I was like, oh. I suddenly got really tired. Don't know why. Ugh, goodness. Sorry about that. Oh wait, I thought it I'm going crazy, guys. Okay. Yeah. So 3, 2. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, let's do our Legos too. Which will be easier now. And let's make sure all of these drawings are tucked in here. There we go. This will be named head length Harpy. This will be named triangulation Harpy. This is gonna be named deconstruction Harpy. The Harpies of the Apocalypse. And this will be named Harpy Prime. Harpy Prime. Okay. We're gonna make a copy of Harpy Prime. This is gonna be a Harpy Beta. Just kidding, we're gonna make a copy of this. This is gonna be called Lego Harpy. Lego Harpy. Because what Lego Harpy is actually gonna do is it's just a grouping of these things. So just to kind of get our Legos about us here. Okay, that kind of has to stay there. We're just gonna kind of take apart. Oh, that looks so cool. It's like a Hotline Miami mask or something. I don't know. Cool. Yep, Lego Harpy. Look at that. Harpy Prime. So intimidating. Take a big sip of water because I'm got randomly dehydrated and I have a headache. Hopefully that's not an onset of something. Anyways. One day I'm gonna use my streamer money to get a servant to just refill my water. That's it. And in reality though, if I ever get tons of money, I don't really care for like material things. Like I'm a minimalist. Like if you see my setup, I don't care for crazy expensive stuff. I don't want cars. I don't want that. I will waste my money though on a private chef, because cooking is, I enjoy cooking. It's just, it's a time sink for me, right? I could be doing something else, which I know is a toxic tenet of productivity, specifically toxic productivity or whatever it's called. But just the notion that I can use my money for someone to pick the food I want, probably on a deal, and then make it better than I ever could, all in one go. So I'd no longer be spending, I'd be like, the way I math it in my head is I'm no longer spending money on groceries. I'm spending money on someone to pick the groceries for me and then make it, which seems like such a crazy steal. Now, is a private chef probably extremely expensive? Yes, very much so. But it's something I'll romanticize about. Because let's be honest, we're not getting that much money. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have all the tools of success right here, for success. So now it's the game of drawing it 50 times until I'm satisfied. And I'm going to obsess over this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really, really want this one to turn out well. We have the parts. It's now just getting things on the page that satisfy me, scale wise. And if our head's a bit too small, if our body's a bit too big, in fact, actually, we don't. Yeah, I know, right? It's some crazy advanced witchery stuff. Anyways, all of that to just look at this beautiful bird right here without any construction on it and to try to intuit our own. One more thing. Just want to note how this is like 20 degrees from the horizontal. So, yeah. Oh, tie. Maybe this isn't the stream to do this. Let's do it. Boom. Move it down here for you guys. Cool. There's some great saxophone happening in the music I'm listening to right now. Shout out. Cool. Here we go. Move that there. Sorry, moving everything to my other monitor. I love violin so much as well. Trying to make that nice for you guys. And for me. It's like a pixel off. I want to just move it down just a tiny bit. There, I think that did it. Cool. Okay. Everyone good? Everyone ready? Cool, because I'm gonna take a quick sip of water real quick. Alrighty, everybody, let's do this. Fresh pen, probably. Oh! Lost a paper there. In fact, let's hit a couple paper. Warm-up ellipses. This is a pre-used page that I think it was the Otter Odyssey. In fact, this wasn't too bad. It's just, yeah, that line work was pretty shoddy. I'm also tempted to use our stateler, or whatever you call it, stateler. What is it called? Oh, wow. That was a good way to destroy my camera setup. Now we're tilted. Literally and figuratively. Water stream. This is the water stream. Everybody, very important question. I don't care if you're busy or doing something important right now. And yeah, here's the stateler. I think it's so expensive I don't want to use it though. If you were to have an earthbending, sorry. If you're able to be a bender of some sort from, you know, Avatar, what element would you choose? I would choose either air or water. And this is assuming you don't have like the specialization abilities. So you can't blood bend, you can't middle bend, you can't energy bend, which isn't really strictly air bending. It's more of just, you know, the Avatar's stuff. Well, and you can't... What can airbenders do? Fly, I guess, technically, because... What was it? Didn't they like their earthly connection to the sky bison is what grounded them and disabled them from being able to propel themselves. And then what? Oh, lightning bending, blood bending, metal bending. The most broken? I do like water bending quite a bit. That's why I'm stuck between air and water bending, because I'm definitely a defensive, like I don't want to hurt people, so I think air bending is more my zone in that, but I love the fluid nature of water bending. Or fluid bending, yeah, of course it's fluid, it's water bending, but you know what I mean, like I just love the notion of flow. Cool, okay. So, we know the head occupies the upper fourth, the body occupies the inner half. Actually, I think it's still the inner... Oh yeah, inner this area. It's a bit above it, which leaves a weird gap right here. Earth or water bending? I think, yeah. Earth bending's fun. I just don't think it's for me. The notion, though, of like creating your own hut anywhere is pretty OP. I like it. I remember back early days of Minecraft, like 1.7-ish. So when Minecraft was like super popular, like maybe 2015, 2016, there's an earthbending server. It was called JavaCraft or something. And it was the first server I ever bought like a rank on. And it was so fun. And I think I was an earthbender. Because earthbending was so... Because you could just make walls everywhere. You can trap people and stuff. It was so powerful. If you got creative. Meanwhile, I think firebending was the most OP because you could just set people on fire and that's like great for PvP. Yeah. Anyways. Party time. So, I almost just hopped right into it without thinking about it. And this isn't the actual page, but we want a notion of what we're building here. So upper fourth is going to be the head up here, and that's kind of not a total fourth. And then inner half, so a fourth plus a tiny bit more, about right here is going to be the torso. It's about a 20 degrees off the horizontal. And then we have the leggies. So bury people in sand, earth, PvP earthbending. Yeah, I can't remember entirely. It's all like distant memories, but it was something of the sort. So we remember we want 20 degrees for the horizontal, and we always draw a bit to the right, in fact, so we want to tilt this actually pretty horizontal, and just do our thing, you know? Space-wise, we don't want to occupy this quarter, so if this was the page, we'd want to be a bit more to the right. That's pretty dang good. In fact, I'd say that's exactly what we want, just better line work. And then we'd want to capture the torso. Moving through space, we'd see the front of it. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Up to a great start so far. And then we'd want to see the area where it connects. This is a bit difficult because it's both on the form, yet... lower degree. I think that's not the best. It doesn't feel like Batman, but whatever. And then we have our head form up here. It's about a third of this, so this half about a third right here. And it's a bit sunken into the form, just a tiny bit. Man, if this... It is a bit small, but man, if this wasn't like a test page, I'd be pretty dang happy with this. We have it looking off the back, but you can still see that sliver of its face, and then we have this side. I changed it in the middle there because that was not right. And then we connect it. So yeah, this is probably going to be lower if we want to connect it like that. There you go. Then we have the face where we have this kind of mask going on, right? We have this part that travels up here, and then it travels low down, and then travels in like that, right? And then we have the rest going on there. We have the, oh, this feels very 3D. I can definitely see it like turning back, disappearing into space, right? We have the cape and the chicken wings. Chicken wings we did in 2 parts. We did a subtle, smaller form down here. Like this. And then a larger one that represents like the upper part of the muscle. So. And this, I think we made the torso too thick, because now the cape that we have that sits on top of this one is just unfortunately going to be a bit too large. And there's this gap here that doesn't necessarily exist. So yeah, we'd want to bring this all up higher. And in fact, if we can consolidate where that happens with the neck, which happens about right here. Actually, I'm putting my fingers on my screen right now. Let's see, this turns up here. So it goes to the back of the head, so it's about right here. If there's a human ear, it would actually kind of be at this line, right? All of that would move up, but that would leave a bit too much room down here. Then again, we do need more room to indicate where that leg intersects. So we've just practically made a very chunky harpy eagle. And then we have the ending part of the wing right here, which isn't a crazy and complex form. We just kind of jump over this. Nothing too intense. We have the tail, which we... Oh, that's too far. It should have been like up here. Like this, and then this actually should have started down here and then gone up so we could have that center line. And then from there we can do our tail, which had, you know, this center line, and then we went out and then around the form. And now we can connect that and then do our little dancey dance. This one has that really narrow base. Like so. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sorry. We have the next chicken wing. It's gonna dance around here. Note how it's about right there. That's highest, so we're gonna have this over here. And then going above it. And mirroring it, right? And then we have our sausage leggies. Don't go as high. It happens at kind of right here where the back of the wing. So actually, yeah, about right back here. They are not that thick. That was a bit too thick. This one does it. We drew a line straight up from it right here. It happens. And this one you can see its intersection with the form. And down here we can see we cut our leg in half. It'd be going up a bit like this, and then we have our form. Something like this. Maybe it could be a bit more stretched. I think that'd be, or, you know, something to indicate it's really wrapping around. This one over here, we're not going to see all of it, but we still will have this, and then it's going to travel up here. And we're not going to see it really intersect anything because we have the breast of the mighty eagle the way, right? And then we can have our sausage form. So that's the general plan. You're like, Kavel, you did all this just to say that's the plan? Yeah, because this guy just gives, we've demonstrated that the algorithm works for constructing this guy. Now we have to do it in practicality. So let's get to it. With much more slow and methodical line work and 100 retries, we shall succeed. Cool. Let's take a big sip of water before we do so. Let's get it. So yeah, we learned that I just naturally kind of do things at an angle. We want to be, remember, head is top fourth-ish. This is middle, like middle fourth and a tiny bit more, maybe a 16th or an 8th, sorry, right here. And we are occupying the square of the page. We're going to be more near the bottom. And we want to be narrower this time. Am I measuring proportions? Yes. So we've already done a quick kind of estimate, right? Of, you know, what is the size of everything, right? So here's the head. So the torso is about 2 heads tall, 3 heads long, probably a tiny bit more in all honesty. Maybe, yeah, 3 and it's just a tiny bit over 3. Anyways, 2 and a 3, and then where they relate spatially. So if we use the head as our central kind of like coordinate system, this is 0, 0, we can estimate how many heads out everything is. And then also over here, just composition wise, we know that the head is going to be a 4th on the top of the page. Oh no, you're totally fine. I'm not sure if Drawbox wants you to do this. Just getting used to doing this both in my head and on the page helps me recognize these things in the real world. Because after a while it does kind of become intuitive. Like I could tell you, I mean, that's you've seen in the past with my lesson 3 plant demos, I definitely do a lot of proportion measurement. And I think my favorite part, or my favorite thing to do to kind of consolidate getting proportions right, is plumb lines. So one thing that I was doing with my fingers on my screen is for this, where does it land? It lands a tiny bit past where the neck starts. Where does this one happen? It happens right at the end of the cape, right? The head is actually a really useful one, because once we establish that, the beak can tell us a lot of information. Another one I just did was where our little chicken wing, this form that we did, this one ends where at the head, like how high does it go? And it goes to the back of our cranium, like maybe a 4th right here. So all that stuff. And I'm slowly getting better at doing it in my head, just I suck still. But we're gonna try, and we're gonna break all the rules of Drawbox by possibly doing some redos, because I'm a thief, I'm a charlatan, I'm a heretic. Every negative word you can attribute to me, I am. I smeared the ink right there, you can see it. I am okay with this one. It's a bit longer than I would like, but let's stick with it for now. I am upset about smearing the ink right there, though. It's hardly noticeable. So now we want to do the center line of this. We want to expose that breast. It only goes down a tiny bit, and then we want to go up here, right? So I think that's a bit too forward facing, but we're going to stick with it for now. Yeah. Should have been a tiny bit to the left. Whatever. We're going to stick with it. These aren't like, you know, obvious mechanical errors that I couldn't have controlled. These are light conceptual ones. Yeah, now we have that intersection with the head. This one's tough for me to visualize. I said it not like 10 minutes ago, right? But it's a lower degree, and the fact that it's flat on the surface does bother me a bit. And there's so much fur here that we don't, or fur feather here, that we don't want to get confused. So we can kind of put it anywhere, but we're not going to let that distract us. I'm actually going to make the head a bit bigger, because then that can mean we're just a bit too skinny. So making everything bigger means we can add additive forms. I psyched myself out. I had it right here. That was it. Whatever. I really think the degree should be smaller, but we're gonna stick with what we have, because if we, yeah, I think this is still gonna be okay. And then we're gonna do the head up here. Remember, the head is slightly off the form. It's about a third of the form, and it slightly overlaps it. those eagle-eyed among you, sorry, will notice that this head is quite large. And I don't think it meshes well what we have in 3D. Because that means the neck would have to go down here, so the neck should have been even a larger degree. So in fact, see, this is one of those conceptual major errors that I was just mentioning. So I guess for future reference, we should do forms before we cut into them. That is something I was definitely nervous about doing. Because now I would have definitely redesigned this. This is still fine somewhat, but I'd much rather it be correct. So we're gonna toss this one to the side. I honestly want to return to it. I really like that one. It turned out pretty nice, but we're not gonna let that be our crux. So okay, lesson learned. We'll put it in the lesson book after this, or after the Harpy's constructed, is do the, I guess that technically counts as a form intersection, but do footprints after the forms are laid on there, or like the connecting form. So do your two forms that you want to connect to each other first, and then lay the footprint for the connection. That seems intuitive, yet I am stupid, and so we will survive. Just kind of visually laying everything out. Damn. That is way too narrow. Is it? I think it's just slightly too narrow. Let's stick with it. And then once again, I smeared my ink. Real ink smearer today. So let's try to recoup, another bird pun, from our mistake earlier. We're actually going to see a lot of this interform up here, because we can see it over there, right? Which means we're going to see less down here, and we want it to be a bit more to the left. You want to make that plane, the left side of the body, a bit less exposed. Perfect. I like that a lot. Maybe even a bit too much, but we'll stick with it for now. Cool. I am a bit worried about space for legs with this one, because if this was a fourth, humbug. We'll make it work. So yeah, now let's do our head first. So if this were split into thirds, so half, third, third, left. About that big in both things. That is quite large. We'll make it work. Hopefully. That is very large. Yikes. Okay, let's do that intersection. So we want our neck. That is really large. Like, glaringly large. Cute. Because we should be able to fit one of these. Okay, I mean, it seems right. It's just my gut, and I've slowly learned to trust my gut a bit more, but we'll continue along this path. It is looking out and away. Does Drawbox use fine liner for those types of drawings? Yes, these are actually Drawbox's fine liners. I like them a lot. You can get them for... I'm not sponsored, by the way. I should say this. I'm not sponsored. They don't pay me. I like them. They're $15 for a pack of these. They do have some issues with the ink. Once they get lose ink a bit, you really have to hold your pin up, which isn't a huge issue. Best bang for your buck. These are going to be the cheapest that you can get for the most, I think. I've used plenty of others. I have a Statler that is what I started Drawbox with. These are very expensive. This was $5. These are very nice though. Just, yeah, $5. Super consistent. I've gotten these from, I think, Michael's, I think? Artist Loft. They're okay. I'm not a huge fan. They're whatever, you know. Yeah, they're out right now. But I was more thinking when you do oh yeah, so Drawbox does not work in pencil. In Drawbox you do things called, or at least I'm doing official critique, which means all of my things have to be done in fineliner. In the later lessons, they do allow you or encourage you to use ballpoint because there's some specific stuff there. If you want to learn pencils specifically, you can do Drawbox with pencil. No one's going to stop you. But there's other courses out there. I think New Masters Academy, which is a paid-for course. The FODAP, Fundamentals of Drawing in Perspective, goes heavily into pencils and how to use them. And then also Proco. I don't know Proco's thing, but Proco does have an introductory level thing where they teach you how to not only hold, but sharpen your pencil. Same thing with FODAP. Yeah, both are very valuable. And personally, the pencils I use are Winsor & Newton. I absolutely love these guys. They are not cheap, but man, they are worthwhile. I feel like each one is consistent. They have the exact same weight and stuff. Oh, you're in New Masters Academy? Cool. But yeah, whenever I use pencil, I love Winsor & Newton. Shout out. Can't attest to the brand or anything. Once again, not sponsored, but choose your own pencils. You could do the exact same art I do with a number 2 pencil, right? But yeah. And that's cool. Awesome, New Masters Academy. I want to head there one day. So this kind of jumps straight in. I do want it to hit the silhouette right here. So of our ellipse, let's think about where this one's going to land. Because we can do this, which is going to be fine. Just we may need to add some extra feather because there's that, like that tuft of fur. He has a little cute little double chin right here. Look at that. See, we have this form, which we're integrating like this underneath, and then we can have a separate form right here for this little clump of feather. Beautiful creature. Cool. So yeah, we want this to connect down here, so that means this intersection is just going to feel a bit larger. Was a bit flat there for no reason, but whatever. Let's connect it. This one's a relatively straight line. Much lower than I initially wanted, but it's whatever. And then same thing over here. Cool. Yeah, I wish there was much more of a taper. We can still do that though. It's not impossible. Cool. So, solid form work. This definitely, like the sketch over there, feels very 3D, and I'm happy about that. So the next thing to do... Oh, this makes the head pointed this way. Did I mess up? I mean, yeah, because you can see this plane, so it is looking definitely this direction. I don't know. I'm having a lot of weird gut feelings about this one, but maybe it's a good thing of me breaking bad habits or poor visualization, or it's actually valid gut feelings, who knows. That ink smear right there is killing me. Cool, so next on the agenda, I guess, is the chicken wings. I can't really name anything else in our bird Legos that I'd want to do that would help me lay out all the forms and such. Like, the next thing I want to construct, I want it to be helpful to have on the page, right? And I guess, yeah, the next best thing is our chicken wing. So let's try to do some proportionizing of our chicken wing. I'm gonna keep calling it that. That's the no, it's not the anatomical name, but I'm a computer scientist and variable names are my thing, and I would call that thing a chicken wing. So very, very small amount of space down here, right? The midpoint, so this is the first chicken wing that we chose, which is going to go about like this, right? So it means near this little gap in the neck, right? This is kind of what's going on here. It's so crappy. But yeah, so in fact, I'd argue even that's a bit down here, and our skull is much larger, especially in our instance. So it's about going through halfway of the neck. It goes maybe a quarter through the head. That's a bit less than a quarter, let's call it a fifth. So yeah, small room down here. I don't really have anything to quantify that other than it's small. And we can push it lower if we need to, because we can just add a form down there. I don't want to, but it is a good nuclear option if we need it. And then this one goes up here, and then the cape kind of sits on this. We can go larger. I do want to send it this way and have this C curve right here, because that makes it feel like it's Batman wrapping around the form. And like this, and then having that turn, that sharp turn right there, makes this feeling of musculature wrapping around. I don't know, muscles wrapping around. It's a good line. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. So this, and then I'm gonna reinforce the chicken wing look. I'm gonna go down, and then actually, am I? Shape here's confounding me. Yeah, so this one kind of has this very smooth curve to it. Something of the sort. Making a weird kind of heart shape. That was a terrible heart. Why is it hard to draw a heart sideways? There we go. Love you guys. So stupid. Okay, cool. So yeah, and this one lands, where does it land? Almost halfway through the head. And given that we have a big old noggin, and assuming... because this is maybe a third of the way through it, generously a third. So our head is definitely big. Look at that. Hearts and stars are funky to doodle. It's easy like this. I didn't even see that. Thank you guys. Hi, I tricked you guys into putting hearts in the chat. No, I'm kidding. So that pigeon doodle is looking ever more. We'll make sure we have little stars and hearts with the pigeon. I'll make sure of it tomorrow. Because yeah, this is not getting finished today. Am I procrastinating drawing the chicken wing? Yes. Yeah, but we are genuinely making sure we have some good landmarks. So we have maybe a eighth. That's what my brain is telling me. An eighth off the form right here. Let's see. Half, fourth, eighth. So maybe a bit more than an eighth, but so 3/16. How about that? 3/16 of the central form is off right here. Chicken wing, elbow, macaroni. Is there elbow in there? Chicken wing, hot dogs and bologna, chilling with the homies. Sorry, wow, that's a whew, throwback. Jesus. Okay, wow, my brain's there now. So yeah, once again, about halfway through the neck, about or a quarter through the head, and reaching about over here. Now, at the end of the day, remember our review of the pelican, dang it. The pelican was that we want to be checking references in multiple places, but also at the end of the day, just have it on the form correctly. Like at some point, our forms and our composition gets so complex that we don't being so anal as to be like, okay, it's an eighth of the central form. At the end of the day, we just kind of have to get it looking in the right place. So if our gut truly tells us that it has to go a certain way, then we'll do that. But we know that it is about right here, down there. It goes to about a fourth right here, and it goes about half right here for our lower form. And also it is a bit difficult because we have to consider this is only half of that wing. Let's see, yeah, we want definitely to make it feel like it's disappearing in the back over there. A bit chunky, which means we should extend it backwards a bit more. It's okay. It definitely feels 3D. That's one part I'm happy about. It feels like it's foreshortened. It is a bit actually longer back here than I'd want, but... Oh shoot, I just realized. My friend spammed me with text messages. He texts like, I text in paragraphs, he texts in like bursts, you know? Jesus. Okay, anyways, cool. So this one's gonna, silhouette wise, meld off this. We're going to, what I said is a half of the form. Yes and no, because we are going to have that cape, which is going to sit on top. So it would make sense for this one to get close up here. But also there's the issue of having, I can't want, Christian Scott Sava has a video about it, lines that are different entirely, yet they share the same space. So they're accidental in that sense, like they accidentally share the same thing, and so they look weird, and they can create distortions in perspective, they can do all this horrible stuff, so we have to be careful about merging those. I'm gonna look at our Legos right here. So yeah, see how I disobey, or not even disobey, I just raise off the form a tiny bit right there. Also, this line needs to be a bit more like this, I've decided. Yeah, because the cape goes underneath. Oh, but this is copying from the thing. Oh. Because I'm the one that's stupid. So yeah, this one barely skims that, so... Bah humbug, right? So... I have that S I was talking about where we go over the form. We don't want to be too chaotic and scribbly and skibbity with it. I said that, didn't I? Please unsubscribe. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, we're gonna go up here. This is Jam Sam Jack said it correctly. Their first stream with us live, at least that I know of. And I'm saying stuff like skibbity and Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry, Sam the Jam, Sam Jam. I mean, yeah, Jam Sam. That is a torturous name. I hope. Should I bring you the toilet? Hey man, watch out. I will tell Delano to ban you. Delano, ban anyone who says skibidi. I'm kidding, no. Wait, does that mean I'm the only one who said skibidi so far? Am I getting banned? Shoot. Sucks. What if Delano has the ability to ban me? That'd be interesting. Okay, so we want this one to travel up. And then even the streamer. Sorry, you shouldn't be sorry for anything. It's my inability to read common English words, my friends. I'm not the sharpest pencil, that's for sure. Okay, and we're gonna go over here. Oh, that feels great. Okay, that doesn't feel too great, but it's still fine. And then we want to complete the form. Guys, it's actually really chunky. I'm not too happy about it, but I think it's fine, because once we add the extension to the wing, we got it. Been on YouTube long time. I'm old and just pick a crazy name. I mean, you have a Brave New World profile picture, man. You Jam Sam Jack in a Brave New World picture. You're an interesting fellow in the best of ways. I think Brave New World's the only book I read where I was like, man, I really just don't like anything right now. Like I was, so disgusted by every single thing in that book. It is the nastiest book I've ever read. That's the best way to put it. Anyways, enough about me ranting about a very, very, very depressing book. Or what I find to be a depressing book. Yeah, this does feel a bit chunkier than it should be, but we have a whole slew of wingage to add over here, so I think we'll be fine. I do feel a bit pressed for space down here. But remember, we're not going to shrink anything. We want to present it to the best of our ability. So I'd rather have a cutoff down here than shrink or stretch anything unnecessarily. Cool. Let's finish the other arm and then call it a stream. Which will be a bit difficult because it is easy to mess up here. But let's see. So we know that this is going to traverse-ish. Like, let's see the footprints right here. Means we're going to go right here. It's not going to stick out a ton, but it's going to... Actually, it does go past the head. Let's see. Because my proportion, it does stick out a lot, but it doesn't go as deep as... Yeah, look at that, because this is only going to go like... Oh, so it does go below this one. Unless we did it like this, or like this. That changes the game. This one, I actually picked it up. And then met with the other one. And then also some uncomfy interpretations of uncomfyology would be saying just do the form right here and don't care about drawing the form behind it, which is fine. That is completely valid. In fact, I don't totally understand why I have chosen to draw through the form right here. But I think I'm going to, for the sake of it. Let's also do some other references, because referencing just one thing isn't good enough for me. So we have this, or more so. Just a bit larger than that. Apologies, my mic picked that up. Okay, so our skull ends about right here. So it goes a bit past the skull. Neck-wise, this was the main one I wanted. It goes... actually, probably as high it lands where this one starts, so that's a pretty good thing. So in fact, that means this form is going to be lower down here, and the additive form is going to carry it up to about right here ish. Ish. Cool. Do. Nice. See, so we're gonna land probably about out there. That's a lot of distance to cover, isn't it? Especially for some. So that means we're gonna have to. Let's see, our curve for this. We have this one to add up here as well. That's a bit too far. I'm going to obey what I have on the page already, which I know is kind of against the philosophy, but that just seems too far out for me to believe it. Specifically far out from this form. This is going to have these feathers right here, so it's going to seem even more closed in, but I just don't feel like this breast is wide enough to sport it being all the way over here, especially considering the placement of that, so it needs to be a bit more inside. So where should it end? I'm gonna cheat a bit. Oh, interesting. Where the cape starts, about halfway through that arm, which we're about at. So my intuition was somewhat correct. And then we're gonna climb not too far here. That ended a bit early. It's whatever though. And then this one climbs quite high. Touch the sky. And actually, so I'm tempted to go like up here and then around, but remember, this is trailing back and then over the form. So we're gonna actually see it go like this. So we see it disappear about halfway through the neck, or right here, as I said, because it's still climbing up the form right there. It disappears, it goes back. So this is gonna go back. So and then nice. And we're gonna see the underside of it, so it's gonna be a bit closer to the bottom. Success. Okay, I'd call that a successful stream today, guys. It looks chunky. Definitely have a chunky bird, but I think once we start exaggerating the cape, which we don't even really need to do, but we're still gonna do it. Yeah. And then the tail, we bring the tail out, so we bring this form out a bit, just to contrast the head, because I think the head is the thing that's making it look the chunkiest right now. And whoa, look at this. We're actually a bit past the head now. Oh wait, no, this feather, okay. So the additive form right here kind of meets with this, so we are a bit off, but it's whatever. Cool, cool. And I'm upset, there's a lot of smeared ink today. Skill issue. Thank you for joining, Jam Sam Jack. Boom, got it. You know, thank you for joining. Thank you especially for that kind of message earlier. I'm gonna be honest, I did kind of start streaming with the intention of, it was a tiny bit spiteful. Oh yes, thank you, oh my gosh, thank you, Delano. Thank you. I totally would have forgotten, dude. Thank you. I feel bad for treating you like my personal assistant. I in no way intended for that. But yeah, when I first started streaming, I was a bit, I gotta be honest, I was a bit spiteful. I was like, I'm gonna show everyone that like it's doable. But now I'm more like, I do love cataloging, I guess. Cataloging the process and journey, but and in the way I still do have that somewhat spite driven, I'm gonna show it to everybody that not really I can do it, but that it is doable, that art is learnable by anyone, especially for a person who has no artistic background, purely engineering, right? All that stuff. And I don't really care if people learn per se from watching these videos. They're not really educational. But I do really care if people see that someone does it for however long that I choose to do this, and know that sure, it's a time thing, it's a real commitment, dedication, whatever, but it's doable and it's extremely fun along the, you know, with the process. I think that's the most important part. People get so upset. How do I get better at this video game? How do I get better at calisthenics or this? Just have fun, man. Of course, you have to like continuously critique yourself, work in an environment where people encourage you to be better, don't work in a vacuum, all that other stuff. But I'd say number one is have some fun with it. And that's what we did today. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Sadly, no pigeon sketch. We'll do that tomorrow once we finish our Harpy construction. Very happy with this one so far, and it's going a bit faster than our previous constructions, which is great. We probably won't be streaming on Thursday. I think that's the plan. And then we're going to be streaming every day up till next Sunday. Then it gets a bit bumpy. Because next week I have an exam on the 25th, 26th, 27th, and a presentation either over the weekend or before the 25th, which means there's at least 3 days where I'll have back-to-back exams. I think I'll stream on the 27th, that Friday. And that means I'll probably not stream on the 24th next, which is next Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So I don't plan on streaming the 24th, 25th, or 26th. That's tentative, and next week is the promptathon, which does suck. But I'm going to try to do 30-minute sketches each of those days for the promptathon. So it's gonna be really rough. It's gonna be jagged. I can't dedicate as much time as I want to them, but we're gonna enjoy it. Heck yeah. So once again, everybody, I know I say it 100 times every stream, but thank you sincerely for joining me tonight. It's extremely fun doing this, and I love to see people here. But most importantly, just remember to do something that you love for an hour a day. It's important, and don't get obsessed over it like I have. Right? So yeah, thank you guys very much. Good luck on your exams. Study hard and draw later. Small breaks help the brain learn for sure. For freaking sure. Yeah. We've talked about Pomodoros, but I'll try to hit as much drawing as I can in those Pomodoros as possible. Yeah, health is number 1, exams number 2, drawing number 3 for the next week at least. Right? But yeah, thank you guys very, very much, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.